So at the half hour, the issue of bullying in the headlines and tackled by President Obama in his MTV town hall meeting last night. Take a listen.
Our heart breaks when we read about what happened at Rutgers, when we read about some of these other young people who are doing nothing to deserve the kind of, harassment and bullying that just completely gets out of hand.
The president responding to a question about a recent rash of suicides, including Rutgers student Tyler Clemente. It is a growing concern across the country, the issue of students being harassed for being gay or perceived as gay. And new this week, the first openly gay city councilman in Fort Worth, Texas, broke down while pleading for the bullying of all students to end and reflecting on what happened to him when he was the victim of anti-gay slurs and harassment as a 9th grader, something that he kept secret until this week.
The numerous suicides in recent days have upset me so much and have just torn at my heart. And even though there may be some political repercussions for telling my story, this story is not just for the adults who might choose or not choose to support me. This story is for the young people who might be holding that gun tonight, or the rope, or the pill bottle. To those who are feeling very alone tonight, please know that I understand how you feel, that things will get easier. Please stick around to make those happy memories for yourself.
Fort Worth City Councilman Joel Burns joins me now live from Fort Worth. Joel, great to have you with us today. I appreciate your time.
Happy to be here.
All right, so explain to all of us what made you go to that meeting with that in mind, to take such tremendous courage as you did to tell that story. I think it was 12 minutes of time that you had in front of the city council there. Why do that?
It was something I had considered doing the previous week in kind of an impromptu fashion. I thought, no, I'm going to hold off. The whole month of September, I had just been so pained by the stories that we had seen over and over again of youth after youth committing suicide throughout the month of September. And I almost mentioned something about it the week before, and then Monday of this week, I got word of the suicide of a young man who had attended a city council meeting in Norman, Oklahoma, where anti-gay rhetoric was involved, and he left that meeting and subsequently killed himself. And I thought, you know what, if there is no better signal that I have not only the opportunity but a responsibility to take this up at my own city council meeting, that was certainly it. And it was something that I wrote actually that afternoon, basically during lunch. So it was very raw and very immediate. I think if I had had days to edit it or think about it much, I might have, it might have been a little less emotional. But it was something that I very much felt compelled to bring up, and I think the conversation is continuing and will continue in the coming weeks, months, and years.
And Joel, one of the personal stories that you told came from when you were in the 9th grade, that there were some older classmates that beat you up, called you a fag, and told you that you would burn in hell. So why not tell anybody back then, or why keep this story to yourself all of these years?
I grew up in a small town in Texas, and it was also something that, at the time I operated probably from a place of fear, because I was starting to experience emotions and feelings that I hadn't had before. I didn't understand them. I had a sense of where they were going, and I think that that's common with gay and lesbian youth. They start feeling that they're different from the kids around them, and they want to internalize that, or at least I did, and make sure that no one else around me could see outwardly what I was feeling inside. And so I kind of pushed it way down, and it wasn't obviously a healthy thing for me to do. I didn't come out until I was 20 years old, but it was one of those experiences I just didn't share with anyone.
And as you say, you grew up in a small town in and around Fort Worth, Texas. Now,
yes.
Having told this story, do you fear a political backlash? I mean, you're an out gay man, you're on the city council. Are you worried about how your career is going to move forward?
I serve on the city council, and that's what I want to keep doing, is serving on the city council. And I ran in 2007, very out, very open. There's not a subscriber to the Fort Worth Star-Telegram who doesn't know that I'm gay. But I'm not the gay city council member. There's a lot of things that I work on that have nothing to do with the fact that I'm gay. And the truth is my comments on Tuesday night really weren't for the people who might vote for me or might not vote for me. It was for both the kids. It was a twofold message. It was for the kids who might be in a really dark place, to remind them that indeed there is that opportunity opportunity that things do get better, and it was for the adults who maybe even parents of kids to identify what was going on with their own children and enable their kids and empower their kids to stand up for this at their own schools, or whether they're at a shopping mall or at a convenience store or at a fast food store where they see this. Let those kids that are being picked on know that you're going to stick up for them, and parents need to enable their kids to do just that.
And Joe, real quickly before we have to go here, the reaction that you've gotten from people, from students in your area there in Fort Worth?
I've had multiple kids actually from around the world, as far as Australia, Canada, other places, who said that they were in a place this week where they were considering killing themselves, and it has been a very emotional experience for me to get on the phone with those kids or to correspond with them via email. I've had over 12,000 email in 3 days.
Well, you've taken up a very important mantle, and it's nice to have you on the field, that's for sure. We can both tell people it does get better. It does.
It does.
Fort Worth City Councilman Joel Burns, thank you. Really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.